I call Jamie Lee Ross.
The question being put.
I call Eugenie Sage. Tēnā koe.
I think Sir William Theo's question, why should we be repealing this legislation, the Fencing of Swimming Pools Act, is a very good one. Because, as some of the submitters said, this was one of the most successful child safety laws that we've had in New Zealand. And that is because it sent a very clear message to pool owners and to the swimming pool industry that pools needed to be fenced to protect young children. And what we're doing with this bill, in particular Clause 6, where there is the introduction of a test which will allow swimming pool owners potentially to apply to local authorities and to have get a waiver or a modification if that territorial authority, having regard to all the circumstances, is satisfied that the modification, and I quote from the bill, would not significantly increase the danger to children under 5 years of age. So rather than having that clear message to everybody that pools need to be properly fenced, we now have the potential for these waivers and modifications leading to considerable uncertainty, to argument by pool owners with the local authority that their fencing is adequate. So it is moving, as Matiria Ture said, to a system of performance which doesn't provide that certainty that the current legislation does. And we had submitters like the Water Safety New Zealand estimating that it's not just the tragedies that the current law averts, but it's also the major cost of over $100 million since 2005 of protecting children from hospitalisations from near drownings. So there's a major financial benefit to the existing legislation, as well as its simplicity and the strong message it sends to make sure that pools are properly fenced to avoid drowning. So that's one of the reasons that the Green Party is opposing this bill, because of this uncertainty and inconsistency and the lack of clarity that will be created with this new provision, which allows for waivers and modifications if it doesn't significantly increase the danger to children, whatever that means. The existing law talks about protecting young children. This bill changes it to children under 5 years of age. We all know that children over 5 are equally at risk of drowning as young toddlers. So again, it's a weakening of the legislation, a weakening and an undermining of child safety. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chair, we shouldn't even be having that discussion or encouraging local authorities to have discussions about whether things significantly increase the risk to children under 5 years. We should be ensuring that our law protects those children. And that is another reason for the Matiria Ture's supplementary order paper, because there was a lot of information that came to Select Committee, Australian research, about the need and the benefits of having four-sided fencing. Four-sided fencing is ensuring that there are no windows or doors in any building that abuts the pool area that can give children access to the pool. That is why her supplementary order paper is important, because it will ensure that where a building does form part or all of an immediate pool area, there must be no windows, doors or other openings to that immediate pool area that can allow children to get through and potentially are at risk of drowning. So, Mr. Chair, this bill is weakening currently very successful legislation which has averted a number of child drownings, and replacing it with a test which is likely to lead to significant uncertainty, lack of clarity. It also imposes extra costs on local authorities, and for all of these reasons the Green Party is opposing the bill.